Hey everybody, welcome back with a new video. My name is Jamie and you're watching Film Empire. In today's episode we're going to take a look at this 3D screen effect which you can create in HitFilm Express for free. Now, Motion Epic has also made 2 tutorials about this topic where he shows different techniques. Links are in the description below, so definitely check that out if you feel like it. Let's jump into it. I'm going to show you the whole process from start to finish. Timestamps are in the description below, so feel free to skip ahead if you feel like it. Let's start with capturing footage. There are 2 main ways of capturing footage for this effect. A screen recording with software like OBS and a static screen capture. In screen recording software like OBS, make sure to record in as high of a resolution as possible. I have a 4K monitor which allows me to capture footage in 4K. Go to Settings, Video, and set your base and output resolutions on the highest option possible. For a static screen capture, which you can use to display websites for example, there are 4 ways. The first is to just use the print screen key on your keyboard and save it using Paint or Photoshop. The second is to use the snipping tool and save it from there. The third option is using an add-on for your browser to take full screen screenshots. Google is your friend here as every browser has a plethora of add-ons which do that job. The only issue with these add-ons is that they often produce a low resolution screenshot. That is where the 4th option comes into play, high resolution screenshots. I'll show this technique in Google Chrome, but I know that it also works similarly in Mozilla Firefox since that is what I normally use. In Chrome, go to your desired webpage and open the developer tools with F12. Click Toggle Device Bar, head over to the Presets tab and select Edit to create a new preset. Click Add Custom Device and fill in 1920 by 1080 as resolution. The fun part is in the DPR, Device Pixel Ratio. Your screenshot will be the resolution you entered multiplied by the DPR. A DPR of 4 will thus give you an insanely large 8K screenshot. Save this preset, select it from the drop-down menu, navigate to the 3 dots in the corner and click the Capture Screenshot button. This will save it to your Downloads folder. If you want to capture a whole page like I've done here, create multiple screenshots under each other and stitch them together in your photo editor of choice. I suggest using a lower DPR if you do this so that your file isn't too big for HitFilm. That is the capture done. Let's head over to HitFilm to continue our effect. Create a new project to your liking and import your captured assets. Create a new composite shot the size of your timeline and add this screen capture to it. Add any other assets you have on top, like a cursor. If you want to animate extra assets, now is the time to do it. Now create a new 3D camera, which we'll use later on to animate the shot. Set the layer type of your screen and assets from 2D to 3D. What we can do now is keyframe the position and rotation of the camera to set a movement we like. Experimentation is key for shots like this. Play around with different keyframe options to create a movement you like. Check out my tutorial on the Effects Home channel about using the value graph to improve your keyframe animations. The comp we have now still feels a bit flat though, but I have a solution to that. I've seen people use grade layers with blur effects and masks to fake depth of field, but HitFilm has built-in depth of field on its digital cameras, which works absolutely phenomenal. Select your camera and go over to the Control tab. Select the depth of field tick box and go wild. You may not see anything at first, but play around with the aperture, focus distance, and blur settings. You can keyframe these as well and create an amazing rack focus. I've spent literal hours playing around with depth of field and I still can't get bored of it. Remember those assets we added earlier? If we raise the Z height by a touch and add a drop shadow effect with a broad penumbra, you add a whole new dimension of depth due to parallax. Go wild. If you want to emulate a real screen, you can search for an RGB screen texture, add it on top of your screen asset, set the blend mode to multiply, and lower the opacity to something like 5%. If this doesn't cover the whole screen, you can scale it up, and then use the lens distort effect to make the pixel smaller by decreasing the scale. Make sure that wrap X and wrap Y are set to reflect. Lens distort is the only effect in this tutorial which is not free in HitFilm Express, but using a photo editor and duplicating the RGB screen texture multiple times will achieve the same goal. As always, experiment. And that is how you create amazing 3D screen movements. I hope that this video was useful to you. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time with a new video. Bye bye.